All right, so now here's something I'm calling the circle of flats. So everything so far has been related to the circle of fifths, the mode order, the flat, sharp, scale degree order. All these concepts can be arranged in a circle, and I call this the circle of flats. So this kind of incorporates the order of the flats and sharps and the modes into a circle, much like the circle of fifths. So the order of flats and sharps by scale degree are in the little yellow areas on the border, right? That's the order of the sharps or flats. So you can see that there's the word flats is there pointing to the left, and then you can see at the top of the circle there's the word sharps going to the right, just like the circle of fifths. And you can see the numbers 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4. That's the order of the flats. But if you want to go down around the sharps direction, it's the opposite. The sharps that you would be adding would be the 4, 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, right? And yep, here's our little guide and the order of the modes. And so here we are. Here's an example. The mode that you get at each, when we go with flats, is in red. You can see that it says C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, the first flat. You are now in C Mixolydian mode. And the sharp direction modes are in green, and that's the C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. You are now in C Lydian mode. And we're again using this in the key of C, which is the simplest case. Now and when you see that F sharp, in this case, don't be confused and think you're in G major, like the circle of fifths, right? Oh, F sharp, we're in G major. No, see, we're in C, and so we're just adding a sharp to the key of C. So we're trying to stay in C, and now we're in C Lydian mode. And that's because of where the half steps occur. So G Ionian is, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, but we're not starting in G. We're starting in C, and you can see if it was G Ionian, those half steps would be between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. But since we're in C Lydian, the half steps we're starting on the C note, not the G note. So the half steps are between the 4th and 5th and the 7th and 8th, and that defines Lydian mode, right? And so you can see all the modes that are added as you go around in the sharp direction. And here is, now look in the circle of flats. You can see where I'm circling the appropriate area here. So we're starting out in the order of modes, starting in Ionian. We're starting at the top there. And so we're in mode 1, which is Ionian. That's circled, and it has a little black dot underneath the mode order, so you can associate it with a color scheme here. And in the order of sharps and flats, it's the little dash. It's the minus sign, so there's none, right? And so that's also incorporated over in the circle of flats. At the very top there, you can see I've got the 1 circled and the little dash circled, right? So next around is 5, and so we're in the 5th mode, circled. It's Mixolydian. It's red dot there under the mode, and we're flatted the 7th scale degrees, and you can see the 5 and the 7 are circled over on the circle of flats, slightly to the left of the top there, right? And you're now in C Mixolydian mode, and there's your B flat. Okay, let's move around it now. The 2 and the 3 are circled over there in the circle of flats. That means we're at the 2nd mode, and we've flatted the 3rd, and so it's E flat. So now we are in C Dorian. And moving right along, the next flat we add, as you can see, we're in the 6th mode, which is Aeolian, and we flatted the 6th, which is A flat, and so now we've got C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B, C, and so now we're in C Aeolian mode. Now let's go around the sharp direction. We're first starting out in C Ionian again, so we're back to the top with those two circles at the top of the circle of flats. And now we're going to wrap around because we ran out, and now we got to go around, and we're going to sharp the fourth scale degree, and we're going to be in the fourth mode. It's C. That would be C Lydian. And the next time through, again, now we've had to sharp the C, and so we're not even in C anymore. So we wouldn't really want to go around the circle this way anymore, but it's just an example to show you how this process works. So for myself, I focused on learning to play the diatonic mode in positions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I added the first next flat to positions 2 and 3. And of course, I had to add those bends that you need just to play the diatonic notes, and then the red arrows are where you would be playing the first next flat. So you can see the B flat is 3 draw, and just bending that down to a B flat. And then on 7 draw, there's another place where the B flat. And then on the 10 blow, you have to bend a whole step down from the C to get that B flat. So and that's the same place on every harp. So the first next flat is played in these locations, these 3 locations, on every diatonic harmonica, regardless of key. So once you figure out how to play these bends, and then you don't have to learn to play anymore. They're always in the same spots on your harmonicas. So on a C harp, which has no diatonic sharps or flats, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, no sharps or flats. The first next flat is B flat and is played in those 3 red arrow locations. Alternatively, on an F harp, which has a B flat built in to the diatonic notes of the harmonica, so it's not the first next flat. It's built in. The first next flat is E flat. Remember, big evil animals dig gray screen. So big evil. So the first next flat, that's why I call it that, is E flat, and is played in those same spots on those same arrow locations, the red arrow locations. So it's the same. So the first next flat is always played in that spot, those 3 spots. So you only need to play 3 extra bends to significantly reduce the number of harps you need to cover the keys and modes you play. 2 draw bends, 1 blow bend. So in total, 6 bends are required to play all the diatonic notes across all the octaves and the first next flat. So a total of 4 draw bends and 2 blow bends. So first position I used exclusively for Ionian mode songs, and the 4th position I used exclusively for Aeolian mode songs. The 2nd position was for Mixolydian, which is diatonic in that position, and Dorian, which is playing the first next flat. So 2nd position I used for Mixolydian and Dorian, and then 3rd position was for Dorian, which is diatonic to 3rd position, and Aeolian minor mode, which is using that first next flat. I could cover more positions and modes, but I found that these were really all I needed. So I could get through my practice regimen efficiently and cover the keys I needed to play while playing out.